This radio station plays more music.
Hessequa FM streaming live
Welcome.
on Facebook and YouTube.
Wunderbar, Ratsman, Friedefors, Hallelujah.
Hessequa FM streaming live on Facebook and YouTube.
I say goodbye to what we had. The good time that made us laugh, I'll wait them back. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I don't know where this road is going to lead. All I know is where we've been and what we've been And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memory to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Hessequa FM. Building a dream.
In plaaslike nuus, vuur breek uit by Makiva in Mosselbaai. Na wat berig word, is geen beserings tans aangemeld nie en die oorsaak van die brand is steeds onbekend. Die Jocelyn Smith vonnisverrigtinge het vandag begin. Na wat beweer word, behoort regter Erasmus teen Donderdag die finale vonnisoplegging te doen. In ander nuus, vandag het die inwoners van se Laurispaszpad 'n besoeker van 'n ander soort gehad, toe 'n groot manlike olifant rob homself in die strate van se Laurispaszpad bevind. Tans is Good Hope SPCA besig om 'n veilige plan uit te werk om hierdie rob terug te kry in die oseaan. Suid-Afrika treur ook vandag na die bekendmaking van die dood van die bekende radioomroeper Darren Scott op die ouderdom van 61. 'n Jong aspirante aktrise is saam met haar ma en beste vriend Saterdag aand in 'n gruwelbotsing met 2 ander voertuie op pad na 'n troue in Walvisbaai in Namibië oorlede. Die polisie doen 'n beroep op vroue om ekstra waaksaam te wees wanneer hulle vreemdelinge aanlyn ontmoet en saam met hulle op afsprake gaan. Die waarskuwing kom na 2 vroue se liggame in Mei in Johannesburg gevind is, na hulle op afsprake gegaan het. Dan in buitelandse nuus. 'n Tiener is in Nieu-Seeland dood nadat hy deelgeneem het aan die rugby geïnspirerende sosiale media gier, waar deelnemers op volspoed in mekaar vashardloop. Dit is eers al die nuus vir vandag. Ek is Rowena Witten vir Hessequa FM.
so good when we're lying here next to each other, lost in love. Yeah, baby. Baby, when we touch, love you so much. You're all I ever dreamed of. Yeah, baby. Honey, I'll never leave you lonely. Give my love to you only. To you only. To you only. Honey, you are my shining star. Don't you go away, girl. No, baby. Wanna be right here where you are till my dying day. Honey, you are my shining star. Don't you go away. Whoa, baby. Honey, you are my shining star. Don't you go away. No, baby. Honey, right here where you are till my dying day. Oh, yeah. Honey, you are my shining star. Are my shining star. No, honey, you are my shining star. Don't you go away. Yeah, baby. Honey, you are my shining star. Don't you go away. Ooh, baby.
Hessequa FM. Building a dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Women's rights and human rights agendas have always had considerable success in drawing attention to the problem of domestic violence against women. It has to be said, though, that there has been a culture of silence on the related problem of domestic violence against men. And in recent years, with the help of social media, compelling evidence has continued to grow through news, videos, and photographs, which reveals that even though still quite underreported, underdiscussed, underdocumented, and under-acknowledged, domestic violence against men is a major issue. And not just in South Africa, but around the globe. And this very real threat needs urgent attention. Welcome to Men Unpaused with me, Iona B. The South African Domestic Act 116 of 1998 defines domestic violence as physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional, verbal, and psychological abuse, intimidation, economic abuse, harassment, stalking, damage to property, entry into the complainant's residence without consent, where the parties do not share the same residence, or any other controlling or abusive behavior toward a complainant, where such conduct harms or may cause imminent harm to the safety, health, or well-being of the complainant. That is quite a mouthful. Domestic violence is a major issue in South Africa, and domestic violence occurs every single day. South Africa is rated as one of the worst countries in the world when it comes to domestic violence. And sadly, not much is done in South Africa to fight male domestic violence. Most cases of domestic violence are reported by women. And that's because women are more likely to actually report it. Society finds it easier to accept that female abuse occurs as opposed to abuse against male victims. Men are, sadly, less likely to report abuse because the stigma attached prevents them from speaking out. I know someone who went to report his attack and got laughed out of the police station. Men who do decide to report their experiences of domestic violence to police officials face secondary victimization in the form of ridicule. There's been a notable increase in violence against men, and there are very few programs designed to deal with the situation. We know that government and non-profit organizations spend millions every year to fight gender-based violence. But those millions usually go to campaigns against abuse of women and children. And no one is saying that shouldn't be, but it is very unlikely that a percentage is dedicated to campaigns for violence against men. In South Africa, 4 out of every 10 reported cases of domestic violence, the victims are men. That's according to Crime Stats SA 2018. 4 out of every 10 reported cases of domestic violence, we find that the victims are men. Mashilo Mnisi is the head of the Moshati organization in Johannesburg, South Africa, and his organization focuses on domestic violence against men and boys. And he describes the abuse of men by women as South Africa's hidden crime. Men and boys whom the organization deals with are denied fair access to public services as well as the right to fair treatment when they go to police stations, courts of law, etc. Men who are affected by domestic violence cannot easily open a case of assault or abuse against women or even press for a protection order against a woman. Mnisi called on abused men to take a stand. Do not suffer in silence, he said. The Moshati organization finds that in many cases, men are being denied access to their own children and face discrepancies in maintenance issues because women manipulate the system to change the outcome in their favor. And there is no legislation to regulate such discrepancies. We know this to be true We hear these cases over and over again. There are also instances of state health workers spreading stereotypes that a man cannot be raped by a woman. The Moshati organization receives between 25 to 30 abuse complaints from men on a monthly basis, and they struggle to deal with it due to limited resources. I'd like us to take a listen now to a TED Talk delivered by a gentleman by the name of Andrew Payne. I find his surname quite ironic because he's going to share his story of what his experience was like living with someone who was abusing him. Let's take a listen.
It was a hot and sunny day in the south of France. And on the surface, we must have looked like the perfect young family. We lived in a beautiful market town amidst rolling vineyards. The money poured in from my business. We owned 2 properties. We owned 2 cars. We had 2 beautiful daughters and a cute dog. But on that hot and sunny day in the south of France, I was a shaking wreck. You see, my wife had asked me to put some shelves up in the sitting room. A simple job, you might think, but I'm rubbish at DIY. And we both knew that she was setting me up to fail because either I suggested we get someone else in to do the work, but she'd have been disappointed that I wasn't trying to better myself like the other real men that we knew, and her disappointment generally led to rage and violence, where she'd bite me, kick me, grab at my face with her sharp nails and punch me. And she had a hell of a punch. She floored me completely on a number of occasions. Or maybe I could just man up and do the work myself. But when I made a mess of it, as I generally did with DIY projects, my stomach would be churning with fear because I'd know what was coming next. Disappointment followed by rage and violence. That was the pattern. So on that hot and sunny day in the south of France, I'm doing my best with these damn shelves, but things are going wrong. There are holes in the wall for my drilling, but they're not lining up. I'm making a mess. I'm starting to panic. And suddenly she's here. She's inspecting the work and she is not happy with what she sees. She skips a disappointment bit this time. She heads straight to rage. She's shouting and screaming about my ineptitude. I'm begging. I'm pleading. Look, I'm sorry. I'll start again. I'll do a better job next time. She grabs a pencil I just sharpened and stabs me repeatedly in the forearm. I feel the sharp pain. I can see the blood pouring out. I'm feeling sick. And from nowhere, like my guardian angel, our English neighbour bursts through our unlocked front door. She's heard the shouting and screaming. She persuades my wife to go next door with her to calm down. And later that evening, that neighbour said to me, "Andrew, you do realise this is domestic abuse." As crazy as this may sound, I'd endured 7 years of this, and not once had I ever considered myself to be the victim of domestic abuse, and yet my wife had poured chaos and fear into my life from the very beginning of our relationship. She had bizarre and unpredictable mood swings, so I'd never know what was coming next or what might provoke her. She'd threaten me with knives. She'd attack me with anything that she could lay her hands on, such as the half-filled metal watering can, which she slammed into my ribs, or the candlestick, which she slammed over my head. She'd talk and talk about suicide, about her childhood, allegedly full of abuse, about her many illnesses, and there were many apparent illnesses: hepatitis C, bronchitis, anorexia, a brain tumour the size of an orange, even staged heart attacks. And of course I now realise that this was all done to turn me into her worried and attentive carer. And she manipulated my relationships, particularly those with close family and friends, in order to isolate me from any possible wake-up call or network of support. My wife was a skilled puppeteer, and she pulled my strings in all directions till I was too dizzy to think straight. You know, I honestly believed it was all my fault, that if I didn't keep provoking her, then she wouldn't keep getting mad at me, and the violence would stop. And I felt so ashamed that for all the self-help books and counseling sessions that I consumed, I never could find the magic answer for how to be that better husband who didn't provoke his wife, for how to be that better husband who deserved love and respect. Shame is a terrible thing, you know. It's an effective silencer. You won't speak out if you feel ashamed about something, and let's face it, in a world of manning up and who wears the trousers, no self-respecting man is going to willingly admit to being knocked about by his wife. So you're probably all thinking, well, why didn't you leave? You could have just walked out the door. But leaving isn't as simple as it sounds, because abusers rob you of your confidence, your optimism, and your support networks, so that when you're in it, you can't really see beyond it. You're just surviving day by day. You're just working overtime to prevent your abuser's triggers from being pulled. And then, of course, there's the children. We had 2 daughters together. If I leave, I knowingly leave my daughters in the hands of an abusive person. What loving father's going to do that? And of course, if I leave, I have to accept that I'm going to see far less of my daughters moving forward, as my wife will no doubt use my desire to see my daughters as a weapon against me, to help her take back control of the situation and to take revenge on me for having had the audacity to have walked away. That fear of not seeing your children, that fear is what keeps fathers trapped for years in abusive relationships. And then, if I leave, there's also the fear of facing false accusations of domestic abuse. And I'll give you an example. So, when I faced my ex-wife in the family courts after we got divorced, she requested a screen in court due to her alleged fear of me, citing years of domestic abuse. And then, as someone who was representing herself in court, she pushed and pushed the judge to allow her to personally cross-examine me. How could she be so afraid of me on the one hand that she's requesting a screen in court, and yet so confident of herself on the other hand that she was absolutely determined to personally cross-examine me? You couldn't make it up. And although I can laugh today about the absurd nature of that contradiction, at the time, can you imagine how distressing it was for me to be the only man in that courtroom of women facing false allegations of domestic abuse, and then to be aggressively cross-examined by my female abuser for about an hour? Can you imagine how distressing that was? Men are suffering in silence, and society is not helping, because society generally assumes that when it comes to domestic abuse, it's women and children who are going to suffer. A couple of months ago, the BBC ran an article about the number of domestic violence-related murders in the UK having reached a 5-year high. And the headline image that they used for that article was 6 photographs of 6 faces of 6 tragically murdered women. Now, I've blurred out their faces out of respect to the families of those women. But my point is that in the article, the BBC state that 75% of domestic violence-related murder in the UK involves women as victims, leaving 25% involving men as victims. So don't you think that a headline image which accurately portrays the true face of domestic violence-related murder in the UK, it would have had 8 photographs, wouldn't it? 6 women and 2 men. Do the maths. Domestic abuse, where men are the victims, is far more common than you may think. In fact, in the UK last year, of the 2 million reported cases of domestic abuse, 1/3 involved men as victims. And 1 in 6 men in the UK will experience domestic abuse at some point in their lifetime. Now, looking around this fabulous venue today, there must be 100 men here. I wonder how many of you can truly identify with some of the experiences that I'm describing. If we're serious about tackling domestic abuse, if we're serious about protecting our daughters and our sons, then we need to accept an uncomfortable truth, which is that women also abuse. Women abuse women. Women abuse men. Men abuse men. Men abuse women. Domestic abuse is not a man versus woman issue. It's a human issue. And we need to start thinking about it and talking about it as a human issue if we're serious about tackling it. We need to take a step change in our approach towards domestic abuse. And the very first step is to encourage women and men who have been abused to come forward with their stories, to be acknowledged, to be heard, so we can learn from them and truly understand the causes and signs of domestic abuse so we can look out for one another.
So that was Andrew Payne sharing his story. Now, ideally, it would have been wonderful to be able to share with you a story by a South African man. But it was genuinely difficult to find any sort of clip. And that's to be understood. I said earlier that men are in a culture of silence about abuse. So it wasn't easy. But when we think about what Andrew Payne went through, we think about the impacts of abuse on men, which cannot be denied or overlooked, because they contribute considerably to the way that men show up in the world. Dealing with anxiety, depression, fear, post-traumatic stress disorder, inferiority complex. We know that that involves feeling less of a man or having less control over your own body. And then feeling on edge, being unable to relax. So what are the solutions to male domestic violence? To speak up and receive help as soon as possible. We have a gender violence helpline in this country. I sincerely hope that it works. It is a toll-free number, 0800 150 150. And then we can create more awareness of the issue and force a culture of respect for those men who are brave enough to come forward and open up. We can also impose laws that protect men who suffer abuse. There is a deeply entrenched cultural perception around male vulnerability, which needs to be broken. We can no longer entertain the notion that men do not need as much focus as women do when it comes to gender-based violence. Continued non-reporting of offences prevents men from receiving the much-needed assistance and drives them deeper and deeper into silence. I am reminded of the 2 police officers in KwaZulu-Natal whose murders were orchestrated by their wives. Thomas Ntobela, a police captain whose wife, Faith Mtombela, she ordered a hit on him in early May 2023. And then there was Warrant Officer Nkosinati Ntinga, his wife, Ntombizodwa, also a police sergeant, no less. staged a home invasion on the 1st of August 2023, in which her husband was driven off in a car. His bullet-riddled body discovered along a river later on. And then there's the story of Alex Skeel in the UK, who suffered extreme violence at the hands of his girlfriend. And this included her pouring boiling water over him, stabbing him on more than one occasion, attacking him with weapons such as a hammer and a screwdriver. And at the time of this abuse, Alex was just 21 years old. And his girlfriend, Jordan Worth, was 22. Fortunately, Alex lived to tell of his experiences in a BBC documentary that was produced, and Jordan was jailed. I take a breath because I'm remembering the images I saw. She served only half of a 7-year sentence and was released in early 2023. Not only that, but Jordan is now in a brand new relationship. This is quite a gruesome story. So if you are going to read more about it or try to watch the documentary, please be prepared to see some very graphic images. And then, of course, we just heard the story of Andrew Payne. And let me say, every human being has the right to live in safety. Article 3 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that everyone has the right to life, liberty, and the security of person. So let's lose the term coined by Moshati Organization's director, Mashilo Mnisi. No longer should abuse against men be referred to as South Africa's hidden crime. Let's break that. It's time to really shine a light on the subject. If we don't, the war at home keeps raging. The problem gets bigger and bigger. Men disappear into emotional obscurity, visible to the eye, invisible to the heart. They are our fathers, our sons, our brothers, our friends, our colleagues, our human equals. We have a duty to help them come out from under the cloud of secrecy and shame. They need to know that they are seen. So men, give yourself back to yourself. And until next time, learn to live in peace, not in pieces.
Hessequa FM. Building a dream.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. Strap in. You're about to listen to the hottest sounds. It's the hottest mixtape in the world, and you've got it.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, Now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming.
A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But now from way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
100,000 things to
It gets
see.
better.
I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far. I can't go back to where I used to be.
With new horizons to pursue,
I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare.
let me share this whole new world with
A whole new world.
a new fantastic point of view.
No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. Every turn a surprise,
With new horizons
every
to
moment
pursue,
I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Anywhere.
there's time to spare.
Let me share
This whole new world with you.
a whole new world. That's where we'll be.
Where we will be,
A thrilling change.
a wondrous place for you and
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be.
see. Darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you.
The old hometown looks the same as I step down from the train, and there to meet me is my mama and papa, and down the road I look, and there runs Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. The old house is still standing, though the paint is cracked and dry. And there's that old oak tree I used to play on. Down the lane I walk with my sweet Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Then I wake and look around me at the gray walls that surround me, and I realize that I was only dreaming. For there's a garden, there's a sad old padre, arm in arm we'll walk at daybreak again. I'll touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to see me in the shade of that old oak tree as they lay me neath the green, green grass of home.
Stuck on you, got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way.
needing a friend. And the way I feel now, I guess I'll be with you till the end. Guess I'm on my way. Mighty glad you stayed. Stuck on you, been a fool too long. I guess it's time for me to come on home. Guess I'm on my way. So hard to see that a woman like you could wait around for a man like me. Guess I'm on my way. Mighty glad you stayed. Got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way. Needing a friend, and the way I feel now, I guess I'll be with you till the end. Yes, I'm on my way. I might be glad you stayed.
We've said it all 1,000 times before, been to the wall and always found somewhere to turn. There was always more to learn. We've reached the end and almost closed the door. Then someone would be in. I never can remember who. All I know is that we found the strength to make it through. Love always finds a way when the clouds have no silver lining. She comes through shining. Love always seeks the light through the darkest night. In her small ways, love always finds a way. Holding you near after the storm has passed, it becomes clear when all our tears have finally dried, that no matter how we fools may try to turn the tide, love always finds a way when the clouds have no silver lining. She comes through shining. Love always seeks the light through the darkest night. In her small ways, love always finds a way. And hope to us in what we really feel. The two of us can hold tomorrow in our hands. All it takes is just the faith to truly understand that love always finds a way. When the clouds have no silver lining, she comes through shining. Love always sees the light through the darkest night. In a small ways, love always finds a way. Find a way. Love find a way. Love always sees the light through the darkest night. In a small ways, love always finds a way. Love always finds a way when there's no silver lining.
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hessequa FM streaming live on Facebook and YouTube.
Radio station plays more music.
Hessequa FM streaming live on Facebook and YouTube.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. Strap in. You're about to listen to the hottest sounds. It's the hottest mixtape in the world, and you've got it in the mix. Back to back, beat to beat. Come on, DJ. Hit me with another track.
Let me hold you tight, if only for one night. Let me keep you near to ease away your fear. It would be so nice, if only for one night. I won't tell a soul. No one has to know. If you want to be totally discreet, I'll be at your side, if only for one night. Yeah, yeah. If only for one night.
Hessequa FM streaming live on Facebook and YouTube.